Now on CoastTV News.
Trump announces airstrikes on Iran, 3 different nuclear sites attacked. A Rehoboth Beach high-speed chase ending in a crash, what officers say happened. A Salisbury corporal found dead, what police know about the death of Ryan Mitchell.
Well, it was a hot and mostly sunny Saturday as we kicked off the first weekend of summer here on Delmarva, but I'm tracking some potential record-breaking heat in the days ahead. My full forecast is coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Brandon Ferguson. Thank you for joining us. In major breaking news tonight, President Trump addressing the nation after the U.S. struck 3 Iranian nuclear sites. It's the first time the U.S. has attacked Iran directly and is considered a major escalation of the conflict between Israel and Iran. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest details on this breaking story.
Thank you very much.
In a dramatic escalation, President Trump tonight ordering U.S. airstrikes on 3 nuclear sites inside Iran.
Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat.
Calling the attack successful and saying he hopes it will lead to new negotiations and an end to the fighting between Iran and Israel. The targets include the Fordo nuclear enrichment facility buried deep under a mountain that only U.S. bunker-busting bombs could reach. President Trump had set a 2-week deadline late last week to allow time for a diplomatic solution before changing course. Early Saturday, Iran sent a barrage of missiles into Israel. Israeli forces have been hammering Iranian nuclear and military sites, aiming to destroy the nation's ability to build a nuclear weapon.
I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue.
Immediate reaction coming in from Capitol Hill, with Republican Representative Thomas Massie, who introduced a bipartisan war powers resolution last week, saying of the U.S. strikes, quote, "This is not constitutional." Others, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, praising the move for preventing the, quote, "world's largest state sponsor of terrorism" from obtaining the most lethal weapon on the planet. Iran's supreme leader warned last week that any U.S. military involvement would bring irreparable damage. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also responding to the attacks on Iran from the United States.
Congratulations, President Trump. Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities with the awesome and righteous might of the United States will change history.
Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen released a statement tonight about the attack on Iran. He said this in part, quote, "Trump said he would end wars. Now he has dragged America into one. His actions are a clear violation of our Constitution," unquote. Tune in to Coast TV tomorrow morning for Meet the Press, where Kristen Welker will interview Vice President J.D. Vance about the strike on Iran today. Now moving back locally, let's take a look at our forecasts for the coming days. And for that, we bring in our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono. Chris, good evening. And a heat wave is at the doorstep of Delmarva.
And that is right, Brandon. I guess we kicked it off today. We hit a high of 91 in Georgetown, but it was a rather comfortable 91 because the humidity was at a tolerable level. That's going to change, though, as we head into tomorrow and through next week. 90 in Salisbury, and we were in 90s along the eastern shore. It's been a pleasant night on Delmarva, the first weekend of summer here on the peninsula. 77 in Ocean City, dew point 65. Winds are out of the southwest at about 9 miles an hour. 78 in Bethany Beach. We're at 75. Long Neck, 75 in Georgetown, and we are at 77 in Seaford. Those dew points right now are in the mid to lower 60s, so rather comfortable considering where we are going to be in the days ahead. They're going to be in the mid-70s, mid to upper 70s. Now, we're pretty dry for the most part. We have this complex of thunderstorms over the border in Canada. That's diving southward. I think it's going to stay to the north. We don't have any of that to worry about. We just have plenty of sunshine and heat to contend with tomorrow. We're going to warm up pretty nicely, 90 around noon, and then we're going to see highs generally in the mid-90s for most of the interior Delmarva. Now, the heat advisory kicks in Monday morning through Tuesday night. And that's for those heat indices as high as 109. Potential record-breaking heat wave. Yes, we're going to be pushing records Monday, and I think Tuesday we break a record. That is when the worst of the heat comes. Monday through Tuesday, oppressive humidity. It's going to feel anywhere between 105 to 110. So you want to limit your time outdoors, especially for those with sensitive conditions, sensitive breathing conditions, and you want to drink plenty of water. We'll talk about how long the oppressive heat's going to stick around in that full 7-day forecast. Brandon.
Thank you, Chris. A new phone scam is hitting Delaware drivers. The state's Division of Motor Vehicles says this new scam is asking recipients to pay outstanding traffic violations with a link. The DMV says both them and EasyPass will never ask for payments over text or email. So if you get one of those, don't click that link. You can report it to the Federal Trade Commission or the Internet Crime Complaint Center. A new labor report in Delaware shows unemployment increased in May. The state's Department of Labor says overall unemployment increased from 3.9% in April to 4% in May, and the labor force grew by about 800 workers. Although the state's unemployment increased, Sussex County saw a decrease, with unemployment dropping from 4% in April to 3.7% in May. From May 2024 to May 2025, the sectors that grew the most were private education and health, government, and construction in Delaware. On your screen now is where Rehoboth Beach Police say 18-year-old led officers on a high-speed chase before crashing into two cars on Coastal Highway and Shuttle Road. Rehoboth officers say Isaiah Stokes ran from police on June 18th. When the chase ended in Stokes crashing, the only injuries reported were to Stokes himself. He was taken to an area hospital where Stokes was treated and released. He now faces several charges, including one felony and multiple misdemeanors. A longtime member of the Salisbury Police Department has died unexpectedly. Senior Corporal Ryan Mitchell was found at his home yesterday, Friday, June 20th. Mitchell served the department for 30 years, working in patrol, tactical operations, investigations, and most recently as a patrol supervisor. Funeral arrangements are being finalized, and the city is asking the community to keep his family and fellow officers in their thoughts. A Milton man is facing charges after police say he threatened lawn care workers earlier this week. Delaware State Police arrested Ched Latecki. On Monday, troopers say Telecki yelled at an employee at Lawns Unlimited from his neighboring home in Milton. While yelling at the employee, troopers say Telecki showed a gun in his waistband. Troopers arrested him without incident and found the loaded gun on him. Telecki is prohibited from owning a firearm. He now faces felony charges. Delaware's governor is now voicing support for increasing tolls in the state. DelDOT says the toll increase is to cover rising costs and decline in gas tax revenue. We're talking a major increase now. At Route 1 toll plazas, Delaware Easy Pass users would see a 50-cent increase on weekdays and a $1 increase on weekends. Those new tolls would be $1.50 on weekdays and $4 on weekends. But for out-of-state drivers and cash payers, they'll see a $1.50 increase on weekdays and a $2.50 increase on weekends.
I think it's important we fund our transportation needs. If you look at the rate of inflation over years, the rate of tolls that we charge is actually way down in real numbers, right? It makes it hard to increase, but I will be signing that.
The governor said these toll increases would directly support improving and maintaining the state's transportation infrastructure. This will be the first toll increase on Route 1 since 2007. If you've noticed more ticks in Delaware this year, you're not alone. DenRec officials say they found higher numbers this year throughout the entire state. You're looking at a Lone Star tick now, a common species found in Delaware. The state's tick biologist says Sussex County has some of the highest numbers. They say they expect those numbers to continue rising throughout the summer. State leaders say it's important for people to do tick checks after being outside.
It means an increased risk of exposure to tick-associated diseases, both for people and their pets. So it's great that people are being more aware and doing tick checks, and for them and their kids and their pets, because the sooner you can remove the tick, the better.
DENREC officials say it can be difficult to control tick populations. Many of the products used to kill ticks also kill other important bugs if sprayed. Summer's here, and so is that traffic, with cars heading up and down Route 1 to get to our popular beaches. DelDOT's new project that broke ground yesterday will eliminate 8 of the crossovers that they call dangerous. DelDOT says this will basically create a service road network, and this video from DelDOT shows what the area of Conaway Road, Nassau Road, and Old Mill Road looks like now. And a new service road pops up west of Route 1 with a roundabout to get onto Conaway without even touching the highway. And for those that prefer to walk or bike, and the project's estimated completion is in summer of 2028.
And I know where there's going to be a lot of traffic this week, the beach. That's going to be the place to be. Tomorrow we're looking at highs in the upper 80s. You load up on the sunscreen, drink plenty of water, and look at that, the ocean water temperatures in the 70s, so that is certainly really good news. We have a steamy 7-day forecast. I'll bring that to you coming up in minutes.
After the break, we have a full breakdown on all of our top stories from Delmarva this week. We'll be back in just 60 seconds. From sea turtle recovery to groundbreaking projects, CoastTV's Madeline Overturf has a look at our week in review.
A Delaware bill would establish statewide rules for pot retailers. It would also ease zoning restrictions. Marijuana advocates say tough laws make it nearly impossible to actually open a store, but some say this bill is majority party overreach. Tuesday, with District 20 Representative Stell Parker Selby still absent from the state legislature, a member of her own party broke ranks and called out fellow lawmakers. Democratic Representative Medina Wilson Anton claims state leadership wants Parker Selby's seat to remain as is, even though she's missed every vote this year.
And I think there are people in my party who think that this is best because they want the seat to stay Democrat, which I think is disgusting.
Wednesday, the heat cranked up and people went to the Cheer Center in Georgetown. It's just one way seniors can get out of the sun and cool down. Thursday, 2 turtles in OC were released back into the water. Icky and Mothman were both hit by a boat and took 6 months to recover. Friday, DelDOT broke ground on plans to improve the Conaway intersection. That will include new service roads and roundabouts. For your Week in Review, I'm Madeline Overturf.
Well, as you make your way to brunch tomorrow, the special is a heat wave, that's for sure. We're going to rise pretty quickly through the 80s, eventually topping out in the mid-90s, and that is only a taste of what's to come. My full 7-day forecast is up next. Well, we officially ushered in summer yesterday, and we are not wasting any time. We're cranking up the temperatures very quickly here this weekend, and wait to see the forecast for next week. It's been a beautiful night in Ocean City. The folks taking in the boards, the rides, 78 degrees there. Dew point 65, so still rather manageable. But yeah, we're going to bump those dew points up another 10 degrees by Monday and Tuesday. 91 was our high today, so this is the first day of what will be a prolonged stretch of 90-degree plus temperatures after a morning low of 70, average 85. Look at the record, 99 set back in 2012. Temperatures right now are hovering in the 70s, 79 in Rehoboth, 74 Gumboro, 75 in Bridgeville, and we're at 77 in Milford. We're in for some pretty mild nights here over the next 3 to 5 days. 63-degree dew point there in Rehoboth. So dew points still in the lower to mid 60s, but these are going to be quickly rising through the day tomorrow, and we are going to be in that very humid to miserable level right through Monday and really Thursday. I think we'll see some of those drop by the end of the week. The good news is you get some relief in the ocean. Temperatures have risen into the lower to mid 70s, so that is certainly good news as we head into the day tomorrow. We have that heat advisory in place for Sussex, Kent, as well as Caroline and Talbot counties. That goes into effect Monday morning through Tuesday. That's when we kind of expect the core of this heat to take place. We also have an air quality alert for the entire state of Delaware for those with sensitive conditions out there. So keep that in mind if you're going to be heading out tomorrow. Maybe limit your outdoor time. This complex of storms is diving southward. I think that's going to kind of weaken as it does so and kind of fall apart. We have high pressure that's really going to lock in for much of the week across the east. 72 overnight, partly cloudy, mild and pleasant. And there's that dome of heat setting up shop just to our southwest. Heat wave likely Sunday through Thursday as we see temperatures near 100, but the heat index near 100 tomorrow. And then we're going to definitely see that temperature near 100 both Monday and Tuesday. So you want to stay hydrated. A Sunday sizzler, 92 in Lewis, 94 in Georgetown, 93 in Cambridge. Winds out of the southwest 10 to 15, 93. Salisbury along the coast, we're at 88 in Rehoboth, 92 in Dewey under those mostly sunny skies. So there's the clear skies through tomorrow. By Monday afternoon, we are near 100 degrees, and those real field temperatures, well, it feels like 107 in Millsboro, near 110 on Monday, and it doesn't get any better into Tuesday and Wednesday as those heat indices are going to be well over 100 Monday through Thursday, and there's where you're going to get some relief at the coast with temperatures in the 80s through Assateague, cooler in Ocean City, but our warmer beaches are going to be generally in Lewis and Rehoboth with temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. We have a red alert in play for Monday and Tuesday for that heat. Take it easy, limit your time outdoors. We're up to 97 on Wednesday, and I think we do break the heat wave as we go into Friday with a chance of a few isolated storms.
Thank you, Chris. Dangerous weather is threatening much of the U.S. with deadly tornadoes in North Dakota and life-threatening heat wave from Colorado all the way to Maine.
These videos show funnel clouds tearing through America's heartland. This dark twister in North Dakota barely visible through pounding rain. It's one of at least 13 reported tornadoes tearing through the state Friday night.
This is insane.
The devastating storms turning deadly.
We have a total of 3 individuals that have been deceased from the storm, 2 males and 1 female, all adult victims.
The state's governor declaring a statewide disaster. In Minnesota, severe winds uprooting trees along roads. And out west, these jaw-dropping videos show wildfires burning out of control. Authorities say the Forsyth Fire in southern Utah has destroyed at least 18 buildings, with hundreds more threatened given the 50-mile-per-hour wind gust. Tonight, 12 million remain under fire alerts from Las Vegas to Bakersfield and Flagstaff.
Really hot!
And dangerous temperatures are soaring across the country. Nearly 151 million people under heat alerts from Colorado to Maine, New York, Washington, D.C., Denver, and Chicago in the bullseye.
3 days of this extreme heat. Are you ready? We don't have air conditioning, so to say I'm ready, probably not, no. But we have lots of fans, and we live in the basement, so that helps.
City leaders reminding people how dangerous the heat can be, almost 30 years after a heat wave killed hundreds in Chicago.
We lost more than 700 Chicagoans. Most of them were the elderly and the poor. It really challenged the city to recognize the danger of extreme heat so that we never see a tragedy like that occur again.
Coming up, a new COVID variant hits the United States. What health experts say to look out for. But first, chilling your energy bill as temps heat up. Tips you need to know. That's up next on Coast TV News at 11. In your health news tonight, the first 2 rounds of extreme heat is underway for parts of the eastern half of the U.S. We're sure experiencing that on Delmarva, and temperatures are expected to reach dangerous, record-breaking levels over the weekend and into next week. As those temperatures climb, many homeowners are searching for ways to beat the heat without breaking the bank. Experts say a few simple steps can keep your home cool and save you money. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest.
With summer heat bearing down, Josh Locker with Oxair USA says energy bills are a growing concern for many American families.
Homeowners say they're more cautious about summer spending and worried about how they're going to afford to cool their homes.
Locker says small steps like filter changes and outdoor unit cleanings make a big difference.
Change your filter out, wash your condenser. After you mow the grass, make sure you clean that condenser off, wash all those grass clippings that may get on the condenser outside.
And timing matters. Putting off maintenance can turn into costly repairs.
If one thing breaks, it could take out another and another.
Temperatures are expected to rise across parts of the Northeast and central U.S. in a prelude to next week's heat dome. The heat dome is forecast to expand across the central and eastern U.S. by the weekend, covering parts of the southern plains to the Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. High temperatures across these regions are expected to soar at least 15 degrees above normal and will mark the hottest temperatures of the year to date, rising into the 90s. Humidity will make it feel even hotter.
The big thing that I would say is if you take a shower, make sure and turn your exhaust fan on, because every time you're running water in the house, you're actually adding humidity as well. But keeping the doors closed, in and out as fast as you can.
In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
A new coronavirus variant is spreading in many parts of the world and has arrived here in the United States. The variant NB181, also called Nimbus, is a descent of the Omicron strain. It's been identified as the cause of COVID-19 resurgence in China and several other Asian countries. Experts in Europe are predicting a possible increase in cases there, and it's possible a summer wave could happen here in the U.S. as well. The CDC says Nimbus represented about 1/3 of new COVID-19 cases as of June 7th. After the break here on Coast TV News at 11, as we take a live look into Dover, we have a final check on your forecast. Each Friday, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV. It's full of features, cool things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up now for our Feel Good Friday newsletter at coasttv.com/sign-up. And a special congratulations to our Coast TV team, especially our Assistant News Director and Anchor, Madeline Overturf, also our Director of News Photography, Ted Corriero, for taking home the Capitol Emmy under the Chesapeake Heritage News Feature category for their phenomenal story on Return Day, a tradition unique here to Delmarva. You can check out the full story on our website, coasttv.com, and just search for Return Day. Again, congratulations to Maddie and Ted, a well-deserved award.
Oh, yeah. Big congratulations to Maddie and Ted, and a mild night on Delmarva under partly clear skies. We're seeing temperatures right around 73 right now. We're going to fall to around the low to mid 70s tonight. In fact, we are going to see temperatures not much relief on a few nights ahead here, as you'll see. So tomorrow, doing some grilling, 95, a sunny, hot day. Make sure you have a little umbrella up, maybe to put some shade on you if you're doing some grilling out there tomorrow. Get your forecast anytime by dialing the First Alert Weather phone. Now, the 10-day forecast shows 99 Monday, the record 100 degrees set back in 1988. We have red alerts in place for both days. It's going to feel anywhere between 105 to 110. Now, the record on Tuesday is 97 set back in 2010. I think we crushed that record on Tuesday, and then we'll finally see the heat wave break Thursday. Friday, we'll see a chance of some afternoon storms, and we keep the storm threat in play, at least an isolated threat, through the weekend.
Thank you, Chris, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Saturday Night Live starts right now. Have a great night.